love this dessert because it is, well, for one thing, it just tastes so good. I have been making this lemon curd for over 20 years. It is one of my absolute favorite things to make for STD diet. And after I show you how I make the lemon curd, I'm gonna show you my very favorite dessert to make with it. And it is so simple and easy. You're gonna love it. So be sure to stay tuned until the end. I have my 4 simple ingredients here, starting with 6 tablespoons of butter and 3 large eggs. All right, another little shortcut I take, because this is the quick and easy lemon curd, is that I just use the whole egg. I know a lot of times with curd, you just use the egg yolk and then you've got the whites left over, and what are you gonna do with those? So I use 3 whole eggs. If you just wanna use the egg yolk, you probably wanna use 4 egg yolks, and then you're gonna have to find something to do with your egg whites. And then I have a half a cup of lemon juice, which is about the juice of 4 lemons if you're using fresh lemon. So I know with lemon curd, the proper way is that you use fresh lemons, and you can definitely do that. It takes about 4 lemons, like I said. But you can also, like I have a lemon juice I use. It's not from concentrate, it's pure lemon juice. I verified that. And last but definitely not least, I have a 1/3 cup of honey. I have my 3 eggs here, and I'm just going to pour in my lemon juice and add in my honey. And now we're just gonna mix this, start on low speed and then put it on high speed, because we're gonna mix it for 1 to 2 minutes. All right, so I mixed this at high speed for 2 minutes, so it's nice and mixed and a little frothy. And now I'm gonna get my butter ready. I'm going to cut this butter into 6 pieces. I have the butter cut, not completely even, but that's okay. We just need to put it in separate pieces. So now we're just going to set that aside. I have my lemon juice mixture here on the stove. No butter in here yet. We're going to use that a little bit later. So don't put that in yet. We're going to heat this over a medium-low heat. And we're going to stir that. It's going to take several minutes, maybe 8 to 10 minutes to get it to thicken. You're going to want to stir this pretty constantly as it's heating up. You don't want it to burn to the bottom. So just, keep an eye on it, keep stirring. If it gets too hot, it really starts to bubble, turn the heat down. All right, so this has really thickened up. It didn't even take as long as the 8 minutes. For me, my stove gets pretty hot, so I have to keep it low, and it really thickened fast. But it's perfect. It's already starting to look beautiful, but we still have one more step to make this nice and creamy and how we want it. So we're going to remove it from the heat, and that is where our butter comes in. So what I'm going to do now is while I'm stirring it, I'm going to add in those pieces of butter one at a time, and then as they melt, then I'm just going to keep adding them until they're all used up. And this is going to make it nice and rich and creamy and just delicious. I've got all my butter in there, melted and mixed in, and just look how pretty this looks. It is perfect. So now we are going to go ahead and move along to the next step, because my favorite dessert that I'm going to make with it is coming up. So I'm just going to pour this into my container here, and then I'm going to refrigerate it for a little while before I use it. All right, so I just popped that lemon curd into the refrigerator. I like to chill it for about an hour before I use it. And now we are going to get ready to make my very favorite lemon curd dessert. I've got my chilled lemon curd, my yogurt made with heavy cream. So that's STD yogurt made with heavy cream, some honey, and some vanilla. I like to do this like a parfait. So I start out by just putting a little of the lemon curd at the bottom of each of these dishes. And with this recipe, I don't really worry about measuring. I just kind of throw it all together. You can make different amounts, but that's how I do it. I don't really measure, I just do it. Now I'm just going to add some honey. Again, I don't really measure. I just kind of do what feels about right. That's about a little over a cup of heavy cream yogurt. So we're just going to put in maybe a little over a tablespoon of honey, and a teaspoon of vanilla because it's convenient to measure that. And now I'm just going to whip this up until it is fluffy. Quick pause here. You'll notice when you're whipping up the heavy cream yogurt, it'll turn liquidy first. So don't be alarmed if that's what happens. Then it will whip up. So you can see this whipped up pretty nice. So we're going to set some of it aside because I like to put a little on top. Like I said, it's a parfait. I've got about half of my whipped topping here, and then I'm adding in the rest of my lemon curd. And now I'm going to whip this together to make my lemon mousse. All right, so that is whipped up and it is very nice. All right, so this whipped up beautifully. This is my lemon mousse, and it is so delicious. You're gonna love it. So let's put it all together. Just dividing this up amongst the cups here. Last step, just a dollop of whipped cream on the top. I'm just doing one because they're easier to store with the lids on if you need to do that to put the whipped cream on later when you're gonna serve it. But this is one that we are finishing right now. And here we have our lemon mousse parfait. By far my favorite thing to make with lemon curd. All finished here. You can see the nice layers, the lemon curd, the lemon mousse, your whipped yogurt, and this is delicious. Another thing, you can use it for so many things. I love it as a yogurt mix-in. I love it to make desserts with. It's a great cake filling. It's just so good. You're going to love having it. If you want to learn how I make my acai yogurt made with heavy cream, be sure to check out this video right here.